talk about visas and the Bonafide determination. What does it mean? You might have heard about it and you might not quite understand it. People may say, hey, I think I need to the Bonafide determination. I have my U visa pending. I need to apply for a work permit. I didn't submit one initially. Do I wait until I get an approval from immigration before I submit my work permit? What types of crimes apply for a U visa? These questions and more I will be answering here with you. My name is Rocio Becerril, and I'm an immigration attorney here in Chicago, Illinois. One of the things I've been working on U visas to get a U visa eventually. And that U visa will take you actually to be able to apply for a green card. So it's a a wonderful benefit. It's a great tool. And the reason why this was created, it was because they wanted to reinforce the community ties. People were scared or afraid. If I was a victim of a crime, if I complained, I went to the police department, I usually would end up being the one being deported because I was undocumented. And I ended up being handed over to ICE, which is the police branch. And the reason why this was created, leaving my little kids if I ever complain about being a victim of domestic violence. So basically that effect was taking just a chilling effect with everyone who was here undocumented and who was a victim of a crime. Therefore, Congress passed a law and said, okay, if you're a victim of a crime, cooperate with the authorities, you will be able to apply and be able to be eligible for a U visa. Now, there are only certain crimes that apply for a U visa. I always tell people it has to be a crime that has caused substantial emotional or physical harm. So if it's just something like, my sister-in-law, she came home, she started beating me up, punched me in the face, I called the police, I want a U visa, that's not going to work. So for the most part, there are only about 27 qualifying crimes. One of them is if I'm a victim of armed robbery. So someone comes up to me with a weapon. I have my purse, I have my carjacking, that also works. They come, they point a gun at me and they disappear, they vanish. Also, if I'm a victim of sexual abuse. Also, sometimes, unfortunately, we have children who are victims of sexual abuse. Now, the children are already U.S. citizens. They do not need a U visa. However, me as a parent, I might be undocumented, but I'm the one that is here testifying, speaking with the detectives, trying to get everything out in the sun and cooperate with the authorities as to the crime that a son or child was a victim of. So then that person can be what is called an indirect victim because they've cooperated with the authorities. And now they will be eligible to apply for you. The other types of crimes that also right now we have are blackmail. So if someone is saying, hey, I know you're undocumented, give me $3,000, I'm going to call immigration. Or actually, I have ties in my home country, they're gang members who are going to hurt your family members if you don't give me money. So the crime is actually occurring here in the United States. You are a victim of a crime, you cooperate with authority, you are eligible for a U visa. There's also kidnapping, like I mentioned, domestic violence, involuntary servitude. So if someone's forcing me to work and not getting paid, and I'm scared that they took my passport and they threaten me that they're going to hurt me or my children, the red extortion, blackmail. So we have kidnapping. We also have, let's say I'm at a store, and this actually happened to one of my clients. I'm buying a phone. Someone comes in and with a gun and they're robbing the store. But in the process, they tie me up, they take my phone, point the gun at my head. I am also a victim in the situation, in the crime, and I can also qualify for a U visa. Now, understand with the U visa, it does not matter how old the case is, as long as there's proof of evidence that the crime occurred. We are able to obtain what's called a certification from the police department for them to sign it and for them to say, yes, this person was a victim of a crime, they cooperated with the authorities, and we are consenting to the signature from the police department. Now, please know that the police department, they're not making a decision right there and then if that person is eligible for a U visa, because still immigration is the one who's going to make the ultimate decision to make sure this person qualifies for a U. Right now, as most of you are aware, under a U visa, there are only 10,000 U visas. So this is the reason why there's a huge delay. There's a huge backlog. Right now, there are approximately about 180,000 pending U visa applications. So if there are only 10,000 U visas available per year, that means we have a wait period of approximately 18 years for someone to be able to apply or receive the U visa. A benefit when you get an approval for the U visa is you're able to get a work permit. So we're talking about that right now. I'm a victim of domestic violence. I have a police report. I cooperate with the authorities. I apply for a U visa. I will not get anything until for the next 18 years. And mind you, I have 3 little ones. I just had my husband arrested. He's probably going to get deported. And now I'm here on my own, being a victim of a crime, unable to work, unable to have a social security number, paper and not have any protection from deportation. So what happened, they changed the guidance with the way U visas are done. So as of June of 2021, now that we have no guidance, and basically they're saying, okay, if you have submitted a U visa, immigration is going to make what's called a bona fide determination. So bona fide means that you submitted your package in good faith. And what that means is they're going to look at your package and they're going to be looking honestly at three little things to make sure that your package qualifies. They're going to say, is there an affidavit from the victim? An affidavit is describing as to how you were the victim of a crime, how you cooperated with authorities, and how you have suffered substantial emotional or physical harm. Also, they're going to want to make sure that there's a U visa certification that's signed by the police department or the agency that investigated the crime. So it could be the FBI, it can be the Department of Labor, it can be the Department of Children's Services. They're going to be looking for that form as well as the form for the U visa, which is the I-918. So that's just the basic form for immigration to be able to apply for a U visa. Now, once I make sure that those three documents are in your application, they're also going to make sure they have run your fingerprints that you are not a national threat to security. Now, once I make that determination, then you're going to have to wait 5 years and 5 months from the date that you submitted your application in order to be able to get a work permit under a bona fide determination. So basically what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, we have so many thousands of applications. We can't catch up. We can't keep up. But briefly, we're going to look at them. Is there an I-918, a U visa application? Yes. Is there an affidavit? Yes. Is there a U visa certification? Yes. Okay. We're going to give you a pre-approval. Basically, we're going to give you a bona fide determination. We are determining as immigration that your application is in good faith. And a benefit from that is now you're eligible to apply for a work permit. Now, again, there's so many applications. It is taking them about 5 years and 5 months to get to your petition. Right now, they're currently working on applications from October, November of 2017. So I get these questions asked frequently. I'm going to get a bunch of comments here at my YouTube channel. But remember, I'm not going to answer any questions. Attorney, I submitted an application in October 2018. I submitted mine in May of 2019. Mine in December of 2021. I just submitted it last week. Am I going to get my work permit? Just do your own math. Add an additional the date that immigration received your package. So how do you know when immigration received your packet? Anytime you submit paperwork to immigration, automatically will send you a receipt notice saying, hey, we got your I-918. So it's the day that immigration received it. People will also tell me, attorney, I did the biometrics on such and such date. It doesn't matter when you did the biometrics. The date that we go off of is when did immigration submit your initial application. Now, based on that date, add 5 years and 5 months. And that's when immigration is going to make a decision. They're going to make a bona fide determination on your case. Once they make a bona fide determination, at that point is when you will be eligible for a work permit. So going a step further, something that I always recommend with my clients is please ensure that you have a work permit or an application for your work permit, because a lot of attorneys are saying, well, let's just wait until we get a bona fide determination. And then once they tell us that we're eligible to apply for a work permit, then we'll go ahead and submit the application for that. The answer is do not do that. Don't make the mistake. What's going to happen is you're going to have to wait. If they make a bona fide determination and say, hey, your package looks like it's great, we invite you not to apply for a work permit. And at that point, you submit your work permit, you have to wait 8 to 14 months for immigration to issue you your work permit. However, if you listen to me and follow my videos, and if you submit an application for your work permit now, even though they have not yet a determination on your case yet, but I just did it 6 months ago, I just did it a year ago, it doesn't matter. Do it before they give you a determination, a bona fide determination. If you submit your application for a work permit, you're going to get a letter saying, hey, we have determined your case to be a bona fide determination. Within 6 weeks, you will get your work permit. And sometimes I've had cases in my office where we get the bona fide determination letter, and then within a week or two, my client will receive her work permit. So it's a huge benefit. There are a lot of attorneys out there that are still refusing until this day, and we're now in July of 2023, and they refuse to submit the work permit, the application. Please do it. Please do it. Please submit it, because it's a huge disadvantage if you do it later after they invite you to do it. Again, once you have the application in there, it is much easier. Once the immigration says, we have made a determination that your case was submitted in good faith, now we're inviting you to go ahead and submit a work permit. But guess what? You already have your work permit submitted. Then they're going to just grant it and just issue it. And you'll have it much sooner than someone else who waits until they're invited to apply, until they get the bona fide determination, and then they submit the work permit. So I wanted to make this video because there are a lot of people who I feel are taking advantage of the situation, and they will call clients and say, hey, so we need to do this bona fide determination. You need to pay us $1,500 so that we can do this and we can get your work permit. And it doesn't work like that. There's no action that needs to be taken from you. Like, it's just a process that immigration now has changed. So you have already paid your attorney their fees to submit a U visa application. So you're just waiting for this application to be approved. We're talking about 18 years. But now they're saying, oh, aha, 5 years from now, you're eligible to get a termination, and then you're eligible. A benefit of that is you can apply for a work permit. So when you submit your application here at the beginning, your attorney should have already submitted the work permit application, and all you're doing is just waiting for immigration to make that bona fide determination in your case, and they'll just automatically just send you the work permit. Now, some attorneys are holding the work permits as hostage and saying, if you want me to give you the work permit, you have to pay me $800 per person. Okay, and that's not really acceptable unless if there is really truly a balance and you still owe your attorney. I could see why they would hold the work permit hostage. But still, if you repay them a fee, they're just receiving the information, the notifications, then there shouldn't be any type of scam or anything telling you, oh, we need to apply for the bona fide determination. There's no such thing as applying for the bona fide determination. It's just going to come. It's just going to happen. If you think you're a victim of a crime or you have a police report, another thing I always get asked is, well, I've been a victim of domestic violence for 20 years, but in my home country. That does not qualify. You need to have a police report. There has to be evidence and proof so that we as attorneys can go to the agency that investigated the crime. So maybe it's a Department of Children's Services, maybe it is a Department of Labor, maybe you did get a restraining order from a judge. Those are people who have the powers to investigate something. We can get a certification, a signed form saying they were a victim of a crime, they cooperated with the authorities. Now this person is eligible for a U visa. You must have a police report. Otherwise, it is not going to work with the U visa. So I hope this video has been helpful. I hope this video has cleared information or misinformation that's out there about the bona fide determination that was implemented in June of 2021. And I know I feel like it's been 2 years it's been out there, but a lot of people are not even aware about it or don't understand it, quite frankly, how it works. Because I've been doing U visas since 2008. I have a passion for them. I love them. I think they're very helpful. They help a lot of my clients. If they have a false claim to citizenship, U visas are very forgiving. They will forgive a false claim to citizenship. If I register to vote and I inadvertently voted, that will be waived with the U visa. If I have multiple entries and exits at the border, I've been deported, or I even married to a U.S. citizen, I've been told you cannot get a green card because you have a violation with immigration. The U visa is very forgiving. There's a waiver that you can submit. And I have a lot of my clients that even though they're married to a U.S. citizen, we're going through the route of the U visa because it is more beneficial for them to go through that route. If you would like an appointment with me, give me a call. I am located in Chicago, Illinois, but we currently are representing clients in all over the United States. And I can be reached at 312-226-4232. Again, the number is 312-226-4232.